Top stories tonight. 166,000 Senior 6 candidates start Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education examinations. Aspirants in the parliamentary campaigns start with a door-to-door strategy. NERA reports fake websites and social media accounts, warns public to guard against extortion. And in sports, Kenya national taekwondo team wins Korea Ambassadors Championship. Hello there and welcome once again. We are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcasting House here on Nile Avenue. On sign language, it is Senyamo Yusuf and I am Rukidi Kiijanangoma. President Yoweri Museveni has condoled with the 19 families that lost their beloved ones and property in the recent landslides which hit Bukwo district. Addressing his first campaign rally in Mbale sub-region from Bukwo district, President Museveni informed the gathering that his office has already extended a commiserating hand to the victims.
It is 10 a.m. of Monday, 10th November 2025, and Amnang Secondary Grounds in Bukwo district is already filled to capacity as hundreds graced the NRM campaign rally. As President Museveni campaigned in Mbale city in the morning hours, the NRM Secretary General Richard Odom was hitting up Bukwo.
Thank you, we love you for supporting me.
The second national vice chairperson Anta Ntamong and Uganda's athletic brand boys Joshua Cheptegei and Moses Kipsiro joined the trail. The Bukwo rally has been the entry point of the NRM presidential candidates Yoweri Kaguta Museveni in Mbale sub-region. The two-day regional campaign trail will focus on consolidating what has so far been achieved.
Your Excellency, today we start our campaigns in Mbale sub-region, and we're starting with the Bukwo district. We people of Bukwo wish you a landslide victory in the forthcoming election as we continue to protect Gales.
The second national vice chairperson and also Speaker of Uganda's parliament, Anta Ntamong, has still accompanied the president in Bukwo district.
The campaign that we have this time, we are campaigning at a village level.
The recent landslides which hit Bukwo district was among the issues raised during the Monday NRM campaign rally.
Number of confirmed people dead are 19. 13 hospitalized. Crops affected in acres are 38.35, Your Excellency. Number of water sources affected is 1.
President Museveni comforted the families which were affected by the recent landslides.
First of all, I extend condolences to the people of Bukwo on the death of our people who were swallowed by the mountain. We shall support the families of the victims. I have already sent some small support. As President, I sent some small support, but the government as a whole will support them even more.
But this, according to the President, has been caused by human interference.
And we have been telling you about this mountain. The mountain is very precious, but we need to know how to live and use this mountain.
He says shortly after the elections, he will carry forward the discussions surrounding the better management of natural features.
After the elections, we are going to discuss it in more detail, the strategy of living with the mountain.
Just like he has always said it everywhere, President Museveni has assured the people of Bukwo district that the current prevailing peace in the country will be protected at all costs.
You know what lack of peace meant. With the Pokot in Kenya, with the Pian in Karamoja, with the rebels in Mount Elgon. But now the whole of Uganda is peaceful from north to south, east to west. And anybody who tries to bring trouble here, we shall deal with him decisively.
The construction of Mbale Kapchora and Kapchora Swam roads topped President Museveni's campaign package.
We were able to push the tarmac road from Mbale to Kapchora even when we had no money. I used the money of compensation from Kenya to construct the Kapchora Mbale road.
Reacting to cases of inefficiency in local leadership of Bukwo, President Museveni has waked up the communities to take up the mantle of monitoring the projects.
That's how we said you elect your own people whom you trust, so that kwamba wasimamie mambo yenu. The anti-corruption formula for the NRM is the LOC system, because the LOC system is elected by you. Mtume watu ambao watasimamia mambo yenu. Tumekutuma watu wasiibe pesa zetu.
His closing remarks was for Ugandans to reflect on their past and probably look at the future.
A country without a vision perishes.
On Tuesday, 11th November 2025, President Museveni will campaign in Kapchorwa and Kweni districts. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
The NRM presidential candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has assured Mbale city residents of Uganda's steady economic growth. Mr. Museveni said with oil production expected to start next year, Uganda will achieve a high middle-income status. He was campaigning in Mbale city, as we hear in this story.
The National Resistance Movement commenced its campaign activities in Mbale city, the second largest city in Uganda, with processions by supporters throughout the city. Among the participants was an individual impersonating President Museveni, Teacher Mbamire, who joined the supporters in rallying support for the candidate before the campaigns officially began at Maluku grounds. At Maluku, NRM supporters gathered in large numbers to welcome their national chairman and the presidential candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. In his campaign address, President Museveni assured the residents of Mbale of the steady growth of Uganda's economy, even in the face of foreign countries reducing aid due to issues related to homosexuality bill.
You remember we had some argument with homosexuals. We said if you want to be a homosexual, go to Europe. They said, oh, we shall cut aid, and they cut aid. I was just laughing. Our economy is among the fastest growing in the world.
He expressed confidence that with oil production set to commence next year, Uganda is on the path to becoming a high middle-income country.
Some of the people are worried about you. We are doing all this before we get our oil, but the oil is coming next year. It will be much easier for the government to do some of the infrastructure because we shall have more money for the government. So the enemies of Uganda are very worried, especially those outside. There are some groups in the world which don't want to see successful, powerful African countries, because here we don't beg anybody.
President Museveni highlighted 4 of the 7 key contributions made by the National Resistance Movement to Uganda, as well as future plans for the country's transformation. These contributions include peace and stability, development and wealth creation, and he urged the residents to actively participate in wealth creation to kick out poverty.
The message is that please This is not football or athletics where you have got players and spectators. We don't want players for wealth creation and then the others who are just spectating. Everybody must be a player in the field. Now we have also created a fund for university graduates. If you are a university graduate and you have not got a job for 2 years, you should go for that fund. So all this is to beg you to get out of poverty. Now this is contribution of the NRM number 3. My video here is full of many success stories in Uganda. People have woken up. So please, let's all of us get out of poverty. The way is there.
He also emphasized that if re-elected, the policy of free education in government schools will be vigorously implemented.
Since 1996, I introduced free education in the government schools, and it worked well for some time. But school managers started bringing back charges in schools, and so many children have been dropping out of school. I don't agree with that. But I don't always use force to implement what I think should be done.
Tomorrow, on Tuesday, President Museveni will continue his campaign in the Sebei sub-region, visiting the districts of Kwen and Kapchorwa. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Mbale City.
Still with the presidential campaigns, the Forum for Democratic Change FDC presidential candidate Nathan Nandala Mafabi has promised to compensate ex-combatants in Adjumani district. While conducting campaign rallies in Adjumani district, Mafabi expressed disappointment that the leaders representing the people of Adjumani have not demanded for this compensation.
FDC presidential candidate Nathan Nandala Mafabi arrived in Adjumani Town Council through procession to Sesia grounds. Mafabi observed that the town council deserves to be made a municipality.
It should have become a municipality long ago.
He began his campaign rallies in West Nile from the Zaipi Town Council, accompanied by the FDC flag bearers from this region.
Yeah, each time when time comes, they normally pick few people and paying them, and yet the rest of the people remain and languishing at their homes. Paying them, what they get is very little. It cannot sometimes reach a million. Actually, the highest is 1 million. And yet this is a person who deserves to get 5 million or 6.
The candidate was dissatisfied with leaders in Adjumani not demanding for compensation for ex-combatants. He promised to compensate these former rebels of the defunct West Nile Bank front.
Here, ex-what? Combatants. Have they been compensated? If he had interest for ex-combatants, he would have demanded for it. He went and showed that we are going to compensate everybody. The people who have fought for the country, the people who have served the country, the people who have lost their properties.
The candidate presented the FDC manifesto to other campaign rallies in various town councils of Adjumani district.
Now, more than 2,000 candidates are recently nominated by the Electoral Commission for parliamentary mayoral positions have kicked off a 2-month-long campaign across the country. The electoral contest includes 353 constituency seats, 146 district women seats, and 20 seats for special interest groups, youth, persons with disabilities, workers, and older persons. Of the 2,711 candidates nominated for the 12th Parliament, 2,703 will campaign after 10 were cleared to join the race unopposed. At least 18 political parties have fielded 1,428 candidates, while 1,283 candidates will also compete for the 519 seats. According to the Electoral Commission, a number of petitions have been filed regarding the unopposed. Hence, they cannot confirm the number because they are still analyzing the petitions. And the unopposed candidates, as you can see on the screen, 12 EC is handling petitions subjected to verification and later gazetted. We'll now take a short break, but we'll be returning with much more. Do stay with us.
With Momo, you have the power to pay for shopping more easily using your phone. Dial *165*3# or scan to download Momo app and pay for anything. No hassling for change. And even better, if you run out of money while paying, you can simply add core with Momo Advance. That's Momo. That's the power to be more.
You see, I've been a painter for almost 4 decades, and I have found Global Paints to be very reliable. First, everyone knows we use Global Paint undercoat. Now, for the best results, I continue with Global Paints products. I go for silk vinyl when it comes to the interior. Then Global Matte for the ceiling, and when it comes to weatherproof, I go for Global Weather Coat Emulsion. With that one, the house will never peel. Now, there you have a sparkling, magical looking house. And then the client is very happy. He recommends me to another person who recommends me to another person who recommended me to come and do the advert.
Global Paint, a reliable product. Ochikoze mwana. Shop is stocked, customers ready. Now it's time for takeoff. So offer them more. Become a Wendy agent today and offer mobile money top-ups, customer service support, utility payments, water, power, pay TV. You're now. Turn your shop into a Wendy agent hub and commissions on every tap and easy access to loans.
That's right. More foot traffic, more sales, more profit, paid instantly. Register free. Call 0800-217-200 or WhatsApp 0707-993-930.
Wendy Wonawoli.
To get the power to win. Njagalo funeliani. Nyo funeliani okuwangula ogenda kuwangulota. Ngenda kubanga bukadde 10 buli wiki. Wanchi ngenda kubangu kwasa obukadde 10 buli wiki. Kusemu ye nyinyi chabonka chimuchoka. Line ya MTN bana beka. Buli ogenda okusasula ekintu kyonna ogenda okusasula. Ndakwese momo. Mubulira buli ogenda okusasula. Ngenda kyosasula kyonna kozesa momo. Oyinza kwanga ngenda kwewola kasente kozesa momo. Wanchi ogenda kuinvestinga kozesa momo. Abwe MTN we jamani. Nekwa bukadde 10 buli wiki. Castello bimala bwe pa wentandika ngamba kyekiriwo wanje nenkwata ku masimu ngamba halo walirudawa tenze tirinyi halo walirudawa zendi guru halo walirudawa ndi mutukula halo oliwa ndi mwanange ndi wano mu office ntudde nyiga ma computer nenkuta awa namwe kasana benesi okuberanga mwana wote koze ebyo namanga epeyinze ebolowinze investinze ngekozesa momo. Remember to dial *165# or use the Momo app to borrow, to pay, to invest, and you could stand a chance to win 10 million weekly.
This is our home, our land, our Uganda. From the rolling hills to the busy streets, from the farmers in the fields to the students in classrooms, we are one people. Elections are a time to choose our leaders, not to fight our brothers and sisters. When violence enters the ballot box, the future of our country is wounded. But when peace leads the way, our nation grows stronger. On election day, choose unity over diversion, respect over hatred, and dialogue over distraction. Love your country, protect your fellow citizens, stand for peace, and say no to electoral violence. This message is brought to you by the Global Election Observation Mission, GEOM, in partnership with the Uganda Electoral Commission. Informed citizens, strong nation.
The Uganda AIDS Commission, under the Office of the President, presents the National HIV and AIDS Symposium 2025, happening from the 26th to the 28th of November 2025 at Mbale University of Science and Technology, MUST main campus at the Pharmacology Grounds. Join researchers, policymakers, health workers, and community leaders as we discuss ending AIDS in Uganda. The guest of honor will be Professor Pauline Byachika-Kibwika, the Vice Chancellor of MUST. Don't miss out on engaging discussions driving progress in the HIV response, innovative sessions, and free HIV testing services. Visit nhas.usc.go.ug for more information. Let's make it happen. Hashtag EndAIDS2030UG.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. It's time now for us to have a look at business news, and we are going to look at Buuza Kamisona segment, where the Commissioner General of Uganda Revenue Authority gets to interact with you as far as answering some questions that have been sent to him are concerned. Take a watch.
Buuza Kamisona.
Welcome once again to Buuza Kamisona program of this week. The first question we are starting with is from a gentleman called John Chiveru from Masaka, and John has this to say: why don't URA officers carry out sensitization on a continuous basis throughout the year instead of waiting for traders to strike by closing shops? Mr. John Chiveru, I want to thank you for this question. And I'd like to assure you that Uganda Revenue Authority has now established a full-fledged division for tax education purposes. This division has planned trainings across the country, visiting every region, conducting what we call tax engagements, tax workshops, and tax catalysts. The program for this department is published on our web portal, and we'll be announcing the same in the media, in the major media channels, on television, and in the print media, so that you can know which dates the tax education division will be in your region, and you wait for them. All we ask from you is that when they come to Masaka, please create time and listen to them and have a chance to ask as many questions about taxes as possible. In addition to that, I'm sure you have noted that we have a weekly presence in the New Vision and Bukwo Day newspapers. Every Thursday, the New Vision has dedicated to us a full page to answer questions that come from you, our valued taxpayers. The same way you are sending these questions to UBC, as I'm answering right now, is the same way we receive questions through the New Vision, and we answer them back in print. And we do the same on Wednesday in the Bukwo Day newspapers. And I want to thank these great media channels for partnering with URA to reach out in our tax education effort to our taxpayers. We also have this session that we are handling right now on UBC, Buuza Kamisona, and I'm happy that I'm answering your question. But we also have similar programs running on other television stations and radio stations in order to sensitize our public about tax issues. We will all appreciate that taxation is one, a very complicated subject. Number two, it changes a lot. But also number three, it is a sacrifice. It's not that people come running happy to pay taxes, but citizens choose and say we must pay taxes for the development of the country. So for us to understand one another and do this willingly, a lot of sensitization has to be done. I should also mention that URA has developed a lot of tax literature, and we have deliberately translated them into many of our local languages. We now have tax literature translated in 13 major languages of our country. And these are available at most of our branches, and as we speak right now, there is an effort that is going on to upload these ones on our portal. If you go to our website, www.ura.go.ug, and you tap the tax education button, it will take you to a lot of content classified in sectors. I think there are about 17 different sectors where you will get a lot of tax information. Please utilize all these avenues to enrich your knowledge on taxes, to know your rights as a taxpayer, and to understand your obligations towards the country in paying tax. That way we shall move together. But also don't forget that we have our toll-free lines, which will be shown at the bottom of this presentation, that allows you to interact with us directly through telephone calls, through WhatsApp channels, through our Twitter accounts, through our TikTok account. You'll be able to reach us anytime through our WhatsApp channel, to reach us and get the answers, the specific answers to your questions, in addition to all the other channels I've mentioned.
Buza Kamiso now. Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887, and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them.
Sports news now, and the 10th edition of the Korean Ambassadors Taekwondo Championship has climaxed at the MTN Arena, Lugogo. John Ban-Sentamo reports.
Kenya national taekwondo team has emerged overall winners at the 10th edition of the Korean Ambassadors Taekwondo Championship, hosted at the MTN Arena, Lugogo.
Since 2017, the Republic of Korea Embassy began organizing this Taekwondo Championship. This is not merely about the practicing Taekwondo. It serves as a bridge that connects two nations. That's why we began, and we will keep this a kind of the Taekwondo competition.
The Kenyan national team won both gender categories at the two-day championship, that it completed with 9 gold medals, 2 silvers and 3 bronze medals.
The tournament was well organized, though there were some slight challenges, but I'm glad we overcame them. Yeah.
Makerere University Taekwondo Club finished second, while Bombo SS took the bronze medal after getting 5 gold medals, 7 silver and 12 bronze. In the Pomse category, Makerere University emerged victorious, with Caltech Taekwondo Club in the silver position, while Rwanda Police took home bronze. The championship attracted more than 36 clubs from the 4 countries of Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo.
And that's all we had time for. Thank you so much for having kept us company. But do remember that our second and final edition of News Tonight will come your way at 10 p.m. But right about now, it is time for the front bench with Jethro Kaseji on standby to tell us what they have in store for us. Jethro Kaseji, over to you.
Thank you so much, Rukidi. Now, tonight, our topic is going to be centering on mobility and dignity. We are going to be looking at how roads, how airports, how railways can really bridge that gap of opportunities rather than being a barrier of progress. But of course, we are going to be centering so much onto Uganda Airlines and the officials that I do have, the distinguished guests. We are going to be talking about a number of innovations, a number of the challenges, the advantages, what has been so far achieved by Uganda Airlines, what is there for Ugandans to appreciate, but also to take home to understand what is being done by Uganda Airlines, and that is Civil Aviation Authority. Now, my guests tonight, allow me introduce the Permanent Secretary from the Ministry of Works and Transport, Mr. Waiswa Bagea. Nice to have you on the show, PS.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, PS. I also do have the Director General of Civil Aviation Authority, that is Mr. Fred Bamwesige. You're most welcome, Director General.
Thank you very much, and good evening, viewers and listeners of UBC.
Thank you, DG. Now, the last, of course, the other guest that I do have, it is a pleasure as well to have a very beautiful lady on set, and that is Rahim Shakila Lama. She heads the corporate affairs, that is in Civil Aviation Authority. Good to have you, Rahim.
Thank you very much for having me in the studios. Good evening, viewers. And just to correct you, moderator, Mr. Moderator, Uganda Airlines, that is where I serve.
All right, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now. Get your questions, get your comments coming in. Later time on the show, I will be sampling some of them, but of course you can be part of the show using that hashtag UBC Front Bench. I am Jethro Kasaiji. Let's get started.